Hello and welcome back to step 3 of Crocheting Basics. Today you are going to attempt to be at this stage where you've got a row of single crochet along the entire length of the chain that you made in our very first video. So I thought I'd just undo a couple so that you can kind of see where we're at, and you can kind of see how the chain's been stretched by the previous crochet. As I go down here, I usually like to double check my count because we were aiming to have 20 stitches along the edge of this chain. So I'm going to hit 20, but if you only hit 18 or you hit 25, it's okay. You just got to know what your number is and remember your number, because that's the number that you're going to try and hit on every successive row. So when you've made your last single crochet in the last stitch of your chain, you'll notice that all your crochet is in your right hand and your left hand is holding on to nothing. There's nowhere to go. How do you get back to the beginning of the row? When you've made your last stitch at the end of the row, you make one chain. You make that chain exactly how you made chains when you first started this project. So I'm just going to chain one, but still everything is in my right hand and there's nothing for my hook to grab onto. What you do at this point is you actually flip all of the work into your left hand. So my right hand is now empty again, holding the crochet hook, and my left hand has all my future places to work. If I look across the top of my single crochet that I just completed, I can see all these loops across the top. It looks similar to the chain that I made when I originally started. What I'm going to do next is make a single crochet into the second stitch from the end. So that second stitch is right here. So you can see the loop of the stitch that we created just now, that chain on the end, it's right there. And if you look on the row below, you can see the second one in. So I'm going to put my needle in through this hole. This hole is far easier to get through than it was on the original row. And if I look down here, I can see quite a bit larger loops to put my needle into. So I'm going to continue at this point with the crochet hook and going through each of these holes and making a stitch. And it's exactly the same as last time, where I'm going 1, 2, and 1. And I'm going all the way through with 1, 2, and 1. And I've got 1 on the hook, and I'm going through, and I have 2, and I'm back to 1. So if you continue to do this right now, you can pause the video and I'll work my way to the end of this row, and you'll work your way to the end of this row just by completing that single crochet where it's 2, 1, 1, 2, and back to 1. And at the end of this row, I'm going to do a quick count, and hopefully I'll still be at 20, but if I'm not, oh well. I'll figure something how to hide it and no one will know except me. I'm just going to give it a quick count, see where I am on these stitches. So right at the beginning, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 16, 17, 18, 19, and the one on the end, which is always difficult. I'm going to stuff it in there. and that's number 20. So I'm at the end of the row, I've made my stitch, and I'm going to chain 1. So when you're at this stage now, you've completed 2 rows of single crochet, but again, everything is in your right hand and there's nothing in your left hand for you to go to. You're going to flip your work over into your other hand with that top crochet row that looks like a chain across the top, and you're ready to begin your next stitch. So today I'm going to show you something called a double crochet, and how that works is you wrap once and then you're going to go through the hole and pull a loop, and now you have 3, and you're going to go through 2 and 2. Double crochet is the most common stitch that you're going to see in patterns, and again I have a little counting rhyme that makes me remember. So I have 1, 2, in through the hole, 3, back to 2, back to 1, 1, 2, 3, yarn in the front, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. And you can see how much larger this loop is. It makes your project go a lot faster than this tight row is. So that's what you're going to practice now. You're going to practice making these double crochets, which is a loop plus a twist plus another loop makes 3, and you're going to pull through to 2, and you're going to pull through again until you get to 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So this stitch might take a little more practice. I'm pretty confident that you're going to be able to find the next hole, but sometimes when you make your twist and pull through, you might make the mistake of going through all of them at once. It just looks different. If you do them all exactly the same, they will look the same, but if you double them up. So as you can see, you can't tell so much that I made that mistake. The point is just to keep making one stitch in every row all the way across. And so once you reach the end of this row and make your double crochet, you're going to do the same idea where you've made your last stitch, you chain 1, and then you're going to flip your work over, and then you're going to continue back the way you came. And that's it for today's video.